Good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. My name is Akira, and welcome to the Mailbag Showdown. Specifically, welcome to the unofficial FAQ video for the Mailbag Showdown, and messages sent to me in general, as I attempt to go through all of the common questions over the past year that have come into my inbox, and why I may or may not answer some of them. I'll try and keep this as short and sweet as possible, because I know we all have lives and so forth, but just keep this video in mind as a list of things not to do if you want to send me a message for whatever reason and expect a reply. So let's get started. Review requests! In the past, I used to take review requests when I didn't have many followers and only had a request coming in every once in a while, and I was able to fulfill those given the amount of time that I spend on my regular reviews. Nowadays, however, I tend to get upwards of anywhere between 20 to 30 requests a day, and considering that at best I can only complete a new review once a week, they end up piling up rather quickly. So unfortunately at this time, please don't send me review requests, because the answer will end up being the same every time. I will get to it when I am able. Please feel free, however, to continue to post requests in the comments of my videos and upvote them appropriately, as I do still put priority on shows that I know a lot of people want me to review. It's just the constant barrage of single messages that gets tedious to wade through. Are you going to review? Similar to review requests, this is another one that I get quite a lot, with the answer being, unless it's a hentai, chances are I will get to it eventually. For those who don't know, I do have a policy, however, of having to own the anime that I'm reviewing if it happens to be licensed, and if it's unlicensed, I still will do a review of it, but I do have to put funds aside for the possibility of it one day becoming licensed, as I would then have to buy it. Also, yes, this does mean that if School Days ever does become licensed, I will be forced to buy it because of my moral obligations. It's not easy sometimes, but I do live through it. So as long as I can get a copy of it and have the time to watch it, everything will be reviewed eventually. I just can't promise as to exactly when. Anime recommendations! This is something I started back when I was first doing Mailbag on YouTube, and I meant for it to be for people who are fairly new to anime in general and didn't really know how to look up shows similar to what they like. The problem I found with it, however, is that not only were a very good chunk of my emails people asking for these recommendations, but my replies always seemed to be the same with very little variety, as I would just select a few shows from every genre that I would fire off, and that seemed to suit most people's needs. On top of that, I also started to get rather complicated requests, like this one. Hi, I'm looking for a new romance anime to watch. However, I have already seen Clannad, Clannad After Story, Canon 2006, Air, Toradora, Nodame, Cantabile, Honey and Clover, Chobits, Angel Beats, School Rumble, and EF Tale of Memories. So if you could give me another one to watch besides those, I would appreciate it. To which I would have to respond, what else is there? Sure, I know I could probably add on to that list, but anything that I suggest wouldn't be anywhere near as good as what has already been listed. And also, if you're already experienced enough in finding anime to have watched all of those shows in the first place, why are you asking for my help? You're good. So in general, I will not be answering any recommendation emails, and if you do want my recommendations, what I suggest you do is watch my reviews and see what I say about specific shows, or maybe a better option would be to watch my top lists, as more or less everything that I put on those lists, I would recommend to one person or another. Also in the near future, I know of a website called Hummingbird that will be coming out of beta if it has not already by the time you watch this, and they have a very good suggestion engine that will help you out a lot if you can use it. Anime to get other people into anime. Very similar to recommendations, my answer is virtually the same for these, although with some additions. On top of my previous suggestions of checking out my reviews and my top lists, I also have a very short list of 5 anime that I recommend everybody to watch before they die, as well as one show that I feel to be a really good, well-rounded show for newcomers of anime. The list of 5 is as follows: Cowboy Bebop, Trigun, Neon Genesis Evangelion, the original series, though you can go and watch the rebuild movies after the fact, Fullmetal Alchemist, the original series, and again, you can watch Brotherhood after the fact, and lastly, Akira, or Akira, however you want to pronounce it. While I don't guarantee that you'll like all of them, say like Akira, they are popular enough or important enough to the industry at large in the West to make them worth the watch. And they are the kind of shows that I will just look at you funny if you tell me you haven't seen them yet, so get on those pronto. And also, there's the anime that I feel to be the best well-rounded for newcomers, and that would be the entire series of Fullmetal Panic, as it covers a lot of the tropes that are usually in anime, such as mechs, action, over-the-top comedy, weird hair color, etc., etc., that make it very much a jack-of-all-trades kind of show. And between its 3 seasons, there is a lot to see, and it helps you get prepared for what you might usually find in a lot of anime nowadays. Some may disagree on me with those suggestions, but those are my thoughts. Random stuff! Finally, don't send me emails just for the sake of sending an email, as I do get a lot of them as it is, and asking me something crazy like, what are your thoughts on anime hair, will only have me respond with something like, it's okay, I guess? Those questions don't do too much on the intellectual side of things or even the entertainment side, so avoiding those would be very much appreciated. Also, don't send me lists of multiple questions. Try to keep it to a single question that I can answer with some thought to it, rather than having me briefly skim through 5 questions just to get to the end of the email. So between all of that, you should be safe. And if you still would like to send me an email, please feel free at mailbagshowdown@glassreflection.net, and I will do my best to respond in a timely manner with the really good questions being displayed on the show. That said, if it does take me some time to respond, please don't take it personally, as I still even have some emails from last fall lying around that, well, I do hope to get to eventually, still might take me some time. So I thank you for your patience, I thank you for your time today, and until next time, ladies, gentlemen, and others, stay frosty.